Now, Netflix just sent a message louder than a bad boy ad-lib. You wanna sue us? Cool. Say less. Let's run it.
What kind of shit is that?
Now, Diddy really thought dropping a $1 billion lawsuit on Netflix was gonna shake the table. Instead, Netflix grabbed the entire table, flipped it upside down, and said, "Sir, we're not even sweating. This ain't the early 2000s anymore. This is the streaming era, and Netflix is built for courtroom smoke." Today, we're breaking down how Netflix fired back, why their clapback is absolutely lethal, and what this means for an already crumbling Diddy empire. So yeah, grab your popcorn, because this one's about to get real ugly. Now let's be honest. This lawsuit was never about justice. This was a Hail Mary from a man watching his reputation hit terminal velocity. Diddy's legal team said Netflix defamed him, pushed fake narratives, wrecked his legacy, and didn't properly vet witnesses. In short, Diddy says the documentary did him dirty. But here's the problem. The documentary didn't create the allegations. The allegations created the documentary. Netflix just lined everything up in one place and let the world binge his downfall like a true crime series. Suing Netflix at this point is like suing a mirror because you hate what you see staring back. And Netflix clapped back so fast it felt preloaded. Their response basically said, everything was sourced. Everything already existed. You're mad at the internet, not us. They told the court the footage is real, the interviews are real, the documents are real, and the allegations go back years before Netflix ever pressed record. Netflix even hinted that this lawsuit is really about one thing, Diddy trying to punish them for not protecting him. Translation? You can't sue us because the world found out more than you wanted them to know. And honestly, the most disrespectful part? Netflix straight up said Diddy's lawsuit proved why the documentary mattered in the first place. That's corporate talk for, appreciate the free marketing. Now here's where Netflix gets truly dangerous. Behind the scenes, sources say they're sitting on unused footage, unused interviews, extended testimony, and internal conversations that never even made the final cut. And you might be wondering, why does that matter? Because if Diddy keeps pushing this lawsuit, Netflix can legally drop even more evidence to defend themselves. Think about how wild that is. You sue someone, and their response is basically, cool, let's show even more of what you're trying to keep hidden. And don't get it twisted, Netflix isn't bluffing. They're lining this up like unreleased bonus content, ready to drop if needed. Diddy swung first. Netflix is fully prepared to swing last. And see, Netflix isn't just arguing legal points, they understand the court of public opinion decides everything. By standing firm, they are sending two clear messages: we're not afraid of you, and we've got the receipts. Netflix deals with lawsuits every single week. Princes, governments, actors, even entire countries have taken shots at them. Diddy isn't some final boss, he's a speed bump. And the fact they're practically daring him to keep going shows just how confident they are that the documentary is airtight. At this point, Netflix is using Diddy's own lawsuit to strengthen their credibility. That's chess, and Diddy came in moving like it was checkers with that connect folk energy. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Diddy suing Netflix? It looks desperate. Think about it, he didn't sue his accusers. He didn't sue the media outlets. He didn't sue the bloggers or the reporters. He didn't even sue 50 Cent, who's been clowning him non-stop. Instead, he sued the platform that packaged the allegations a little too clean for him to run from. That's like robbing a bank, then suing the news for covering the robbery. And here's the thing, the lawsuit makes him look more guilty, not less. Innocent people don't go to war with documentaries built on real evidence. This feels like straight-up reputation CPR, and the patient ain't responding anymore. Now instead of pulling back, Netflix allegedly doubled down. We're talking international rollout, heavier ad rotations, more social media pushes, more press, and possibly even a follow-up installment. Normally a lawsuit slows a company down. Netflix hit the gas. They treated a billion-dollar threat like a mosquito bite. What Diddy meant as a shutdown move turned into a fresh marketing lane for Netflix. Even the person who hates this documentary the most can't stop talking about it. That noise is pulling in even more viewers just to see what the fuss is about. That's not luck, that's marketing genius. So what was supposed to scare Netflix? They turned it into content. What was meant to protect Diddy? But instead, it exposed brand new vulnerabilities. It was meant to regain control, yet Netflix just showed the world who's really running things. Diddy is out here fighting a billion-dollar streaming giant with a reputation being held together by duct tape. And Netflix? They look locked in for round 2, round 3, and a bonus episode after that. This story is far from finished, and judging by Netflix's energy, Diddy might end up regretting ever filing that lawsuit in the first place. Here's what people aren't talking about enough: Hollywood is quietly choosing sides, and Diddy is not the favorite. Streaming platforms talk. Executives talk. Lawyers talk the most. And right now, Netflix standing firm sends a message to every other platform: if he sues us, you might be next. That's why studios, networks, and production companies are watching this like it's the Super Bowl. If Netflix folds, everybody's exposed. But if Netflix crushes this lawsuit, it tells the entire industry that Diddy has no bite left, just bark. And let's be real, Hollywood loves a fallen giant, as long as nobody else gets pulled down with him. Keeping it 100, this lawsuit might be Diddy's biggest PR miscalculation yet. Because regular people, your viewers, my viewers, folks doom-scrolling TikTok, think in simple terms: innocent people don't sue documentaries, guilty people try to silence them. Fair or not, that's the perception, and perception runs the internet. Just look at the comments under every Netflix post. They are vicious. People are saying he's suing Netflix because he couldn't sue the victims. He's fighting the wrong enemy. Why are you mad? The footage was already out there. This lawsuit didn't clear his name, it dragged it deeper into the mud. And the Streisand effect? Very real. Try to hide something, and suddenly everyone wants to see it even more. Now let's talk about the experts, because every legal analyst breaking this down is saying the same damn thing. Diddy's case is honestly paper thin. Netflix didn't invent allegations, they compiled them. And public figures carry a much higher burden of proof. Most of these accusations existed long before the documentary ever dropped, meaning Netflix used already available material. He recorded it. He said it. He did it, on camera. And let's be clear, truth is a defense. Opinions, interviews, and allegations aren't defamation unless you can prove they're false and maliciously published. Now, some people argue that 50 intentionally pushed certain content, and I get why folks feel that way, but if Diddy hadn't filmed himself doing and saying all that wild stuff, 50 wouldn't have had anything to work with. At the end of the day, Diddy has to prove Netflix knew the information was false and aired it anyway. Netflix, on the other hand, only needs to show they relied on public records, interviews, and existing reporting. And guess what? That's light work for them. Emails, timestamps, research logs, legal review notes, paper trails Diddy simply can't match. This lawsuit feels way more like a PR stunt dressed up as a legal strategy. So let's ask the real question: what happens if Netflix beats this lawsuit publicly? Simple, Diddy loses way more than money. Whatever control he thought he had, gone. The intimidation factor? Gone. The leverage to shut down future docs? Gone. The myth that he's untouchable? Completely shattered. And worst of all, a Netflix win opens the floodgates. Hulu, Maximum Amazon, Tubi, even more YouTubers. Because if Netflix wins, the industry learns one brutal lesson: you don't have to be scared of Diddy anymore. And that's what hurts his legacy the most. Not the lawsuit. Not Netflix. The loss of fear. Once fear disappears, the truth gets louder than anything you can file in court. So I wanna know, how do you feel about Netflix being this petty and basically saying, "Oh, you wanna sue us? Cool. We got more heat." Let me know what you'll think, and I'll catch you on the next one.